For years, the idea of mining Bitcoin at home felt impossible, you know. It brought to mind images of giant warehouses filled with screaming hot machines that cost a fortune. Beginners faced three massive walls. The first was cost. A decent setup could easily cost $20,000 to $30,000, a huge gamble with no promise of a return. The second wall was noise and heat. Traditional miners are incredibly loud and produce so much heat they require special cooling. The third wall was technical complexity. Setting up old hardware involved complicated software and command lines, and a deep understanding of networking. For most people, these barriers made home mining a non-starter. But today, in 2026, we are witnessing a home mining renaissance. A new wave of hardware has completely changed the game. These new devices are designed for regular people, not industrial operations. They are quiet sometimes, completely silent. They are incredibly energy efficient, often using less power than a standard light bulb. They are also small enough to sit on your desk, a bookshelf, or even a nightstand without being noticed. This shift makes getting into Bitcoin mining more accessible than it has ever been. Forget the warehouse. Think more along the lines of a new smart home gadget. These new era miners connect to your home Wi-Fi just like any other device. The complicated setup process has been replaced with simple web dashboards or smartphone apps. You no longer need to be a network engineer to get started. The goal of these devices is to lower the barrier to entry so that anyone can participate in securing the Bitcoin network. They run on very little power, with some having an annual electricity cost of under $20. This is a radical departure from the old days, where a single machine could add hundreds of dollars to your monthly electricity bill. When we talk about accessible mining, the Bitax Gamma is the perfect example. It has become one of the most popular entry points into Bitcoin mining in 2026 for one simple reason: its price. You can get started with a complete Bitax Gamma kit, which includes the necessary power supply, for under $100. This is an incredibly low price point that removes the biggest financial barrier for most beginners. It's an open source project, which means a community of developers is constantly working on it, making it better and more efficient. It's a device built by hobbyists, for hobbyists. The technical specifications are tailored for home use. The Bitax Gamma produces a hash rate of about 1.2 terahashes per second, while consuming only 15 watts of power. To put that in perspective, that's less power than most LED light bulbs or a phone charger. This extreme efficiency is key to its appeal. The daily electricity cost to run a Bitax Gamma can be as low as 5 cents, depending on your local energy rates. This means you can leave it running 24/7 without ever noticing a difference on your power bill, a stark contrast to power-hungry traditional miners. This device is designed specifically for a concept called lottery mining. It doesn't have enough power to compete directly with the giant mining farms on a consistent basis. Instead, it works like buying a lottery ticket. Every second, it submits millions of attempts to solve the next block on the Bitcoin network. Each individual attempt has a tiny chance of success, but the prize for winning is enormous. It gives home users a real, albeit small, chance at hitting a full Bitcoin block reward. It's a game of luck, but one you can play for just a few dollars a year in electricity. Setting up the Bitax Gamma is straightforward for anyone with a little bit of tech curiosity. You connect it to power, join it to your Wi-Fi network through a simple web interface on your phone or computer, and enter your Bitcoin wallet address. You don't need special wiring or a dedicated computer. If the Bitax Gamma is the entry-level hobbyist kit, the Avalon Nano 3S is the polished, consumer-friendly upgrade. It represents a different approach to home mining, focusing on ease of use. Priced at around $300, it's more expensive than the Bitax, but it's turnkey. No assembly, no special wiring, practically no technical background required. Major selling point for many users. Most people can have it running within 5 minutes of opening the box. About 7 terahashes per second. That's more than 5 times the Bitax Gamma. Higher energy use, but still home-friendly. Around 140 watts. Similar to a gaming console, similar to a powerful laptop, quiet and compact on a desktop. Generates gentle warmth, like a small space heater. App-based setup is the standout. No web browsers, no IP addresses. Download the official app, plug in the miner, follow the on-screen steps, connect to Wi-Fi, enter your mining pool info. Very beginner-friendly in 2026. No firmware tinkering, no network configuration headaches. It just works. Choosing between the Avalon Nano 3S and the Bitax Gamma comes down to your priorities. More power and seamless setup for a higher upfront cost. Better if you want consistent small rewards from a mining pool. Better if you want plug and play. Still same solo mining lottery, but more tickets with higher hash rate. Great choice for beginners willing to pay more for convenience and performance. So, what exactly is this lottery that home miners are trying to win? Think of it like a lottery. To keep the network running, miners compete to solve a complex mathematical problem approximately every 10 minutes. The first miner to find the solution gets to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. As a reward for their work, they receive newly created Bitcoin. As of February 2026, the block reward is 3.125 BTC. With Bitcoin's price, this single reward is currently worth an incredible $206,593. This massive prize is what makes solo mining so enticing. When you run a device like a Bitax Gamma by yourself, not in a pool, every hash it produces is an independent attempt to find that winning solution and claim the entire block reward. This is what we call lottery mining, or solo mining. The odds of any single attempt succeeding are astronomically low. However, you only need to get lucky once to win a life-changing amount of money. It's crucial to be honest about the odds. The chance of a small, low-power device solving a block is tiny. You could run a miner for years and never find one. However, it's not impossible. One miner with a device running at just 1.1 terahashes per second captured a block. They earned a reward worth over $250,000. These stories are rare, but they are real. Every single hash, whether it comes from a billion-dollar industrial farm or a $99 device on your desk, has a chance to be the winning one. For most home miners, the realistic approach is to join a mining pool. In a pool, thousands of miners combine their power. When anyone in the pool finds a block, the reward is split among all participants based on contribution. This provides small, steady payouts instead of the all-or-nothing lottery. But the dream of hitting that solo block is what keeps the home mining spirit alive. Getting started with home mining in 2026 is simpler than you think. You don't need to be an expert. By following a few clear steps, you can be up and running in a short amount of time. Start small. Manage your expectations. Prioritize safety. Here's a simple guide to get your first miner online and hashing. Think of it as a fun weekend project that could introduce you to a fascinating new corner of the tech world. Let's break down the process into 5 manageable steps. First, choose your device. The Bitax Gamma, under $100. It's perfect for learning and experimenting. Prefer a more powerful plug-and-play experience? Avalon Nano 3S, around $300. Purchase from a reputable seller. Or the official manufacturer. Always check recent reviews and community feedback before buying. Second, pick a location for your miner. It needs a good Wi-Fi signal and access to a power outlet, a desk, a sturdy shelf, a well-ventilated corner of a room. Consider a home office or a living room, not a bedroom. Make sure the area is dry and relatively free of dust. Third, connect your miner to power and the internet. Use the power supply that came with your device. Cheap third-party adapters can be a fire hazard and might damage the miner. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for connecting to your Wi-Fi network. For a device like the Bitax, connect to its local Wi-Fi signal first to configure it. For the Avalon Nano 3S, use the smartphone app to guide you through the process. Fourth, configure your mining settings. Decide to mine solo, or join a mining pool. For beginners, joining a pool is highly recommended. It provides consistent, small Bitcoin payouts and shows your device is working. Create an account at a mining pool. Enter your pool details and your personal Bitcoin wallet address into the miner's dashboard. If you don't have a Bitcoin wallet, set one up first. Finally, turn it on and watch it start hashing. Your miner's web dashboard will show its status. It will show temperature and the hash rate. So, is it really possible to start Bitcoin mining for $99 in 2026? The answer is a definitive yes, but it's important to have a clear and realistic perspective on what you're getting into. For a BITAX Gamma, the upfront cost is indeed about $98. The ongoing cost is electricity. At just 15 watts, the power consumption is minimal, likely costing you less than $20 per year. You will also need a stable home internet connection, which most people already have. These are the full, transparent costs. However, profitability is a different conversation. You should not start home mining with the expectation of making a steady income or getting rich quick. The odds of a single, low-power device winning a solo block reward of over $200,000 are incredibly slim. It's a lottery, and you should treat it as such. A more realistic outcome is joining a mining pool. You can expect to earn a few cents or maybe $1 per day, depending on the miner, the pool, the price of Bitcoin. This won't cover the cost of the hardware quickly, but it proves the system works. The true value for a beginner isn't in the potential earnings, it's in the education and participation. Running a miner at home is the best way to understand how the Bitcoin network is secured. It's a hands-on experience that teaches you about hash rates, mining pools, network difficulty. It makes you an active participant in the network, not just a passive observer. For a tech enthusiast or anyone curious about cryptocurrency, that experience alone can be worth the modest entry price. Ultimately, my recommendation is to approach this as a cautious experiment. If you have $100 to spare and an interest in technology, buying a small lottery miner like the BITAX Gamma is a fantastic and low-risk way to dive in. Be realistic about the odds. Prioritize using safe and certified equipment. Focus on the learning process. The home mining renaissance has made it possible for anyone to plug in a device and contribute to a global financial network from their desk. Your first step is simple. Try a safe, inexpensive device and see for yourself how it all works. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment.